U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry will visit Beijing on Friday and Saturday at the invitation of China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi, where the two sides are expected to talk about China-U.S. relations and other issues such as China's continuing disputes with Japan. Our reporter Wu Guoxiu looks ahead to his visit.
It's John Kerry's second visit to China as U.S. Secretary of State. He's on a four-nation tour that's already taken him to Seoul. He will later head to Jakarta and Abu Dhabi. Experts say there is a lot on his agenda.
He has to talk to the Chinese leadership and to talk about the China-Japan relationship. Also, U.S. concerns about, for example, the freedom of navigation in South China Sea, about China and many other, let's say, ASEAN countries, their maritime disputes. So these issues will make the visit a very difficult one.
The visit comes at a time of increased tension between China and Japan. Many analysts think Kerry's major aim is to try to ease that tension.
So I think Kerry's message perhaps to the Chinese leadership is that Americans want to rein in the Japanese, and they also want the Chinese to understand and probably to be a little bit patient about Japanese domestic politics. I think the Japanese and the Americans understand that if they have a conflict with China, Americans will inevitably be dragged into the war. And that's the last thing that Americans want to see.
Some analysts are also looking at the positive aspects of Kerry's visit. Last June, President Xi Jinping and U.S. President Barack Obama vowed to build a new type of big power relationship to maximize cooperation and effectively manage differences. Analysts say John Kerry will try to pick up on that promise and discuss ways of putting it into practice.
The exchanges are also expected to lay important foundations for Obama's visit and his attendance at the APEC summit in Beijing this autumn.
China's top leaders will be meeting with John Kerry on Friday. Earlier this week, the U.S. State Department said that John Kerry will relay the message that the United States is committed to pursuing a positive, cooperative, comprehensive relationship and welcomes the rise of a peaceful and prosperous China that plays a positive role in world affairs. The State Department also says that the two sides will talk about regional issues, including the Democratic People's Republic of Korea and the China-U.S. collaboration on climate change and clean energy. Wu Guoxiu, CCTV, Beijing.